Welcome to Lenoir-Rhyne. It's time for NCAA men's soccer here on the Bears Sports Network. Round 2 of the NCAA men's soccer Division II tournament as Lenoir-Rhyne Bears taking on the Wingate Bulldogs here on a Monday night from Hickory, North Carolina. Wendell Epps joined alongside Jacob Parkinson here for tonight's broadcast. Jacob, we got ourselves an interesting matchup tonight between Lenoir-Rhyne and Wingate. These two teams have already seen each other twice. This is the third meeting this season, and the first two meetings have been pretty chippy and intense between these two clubs.
Yeah, like you say, it's been two games already. One win for Wingate, one win for Lenoir-Rhyne. So it's going to be interesting today to see who can get the upper hand.
Lenoir-Rhyne all-time coming into tonight is 18-29-3 against the Wingate Bulldogs. They split the season series 1-1. Wingate won the first meeting in the regular season 2-1, and Lenoir-Rhyne won 1-0 in the SAC tournament semifinals that was played in Charlotte. And here they are now playing in a win-or-go-home match tonight.
Both of them games were very close, and they could have gone either way, to be honest. We saw Wingate just a few days ago playing here, and that was a tight game against Converse. So I think we're in for a good game today.
A game in which Wingate had to go all the way to penalties to knock off Converse. It certainly was a very intense and close matchup. So the Bulldogs had to fight their way to this next round of the NCAA tournament, and they are here right back in Hickory to take on the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears.
I thought at the weekend Wingate were the better side as well, and they were unlucky to concede so late on, but they gave away that penalty in I think it was about the 87th minute. But I thought they were the better team on the day, and they didn't really give Converse too many chances to score, to be honest. They were good defensively, Wingate.
Wingate this season, they've been good defensively. They've allowed less than a goal to their opponents per game. They average a goal and a half this season. Second half is typically where the Bulldogs play better. They've outscored their opponents 19-5 in the second half of matches this season, just 11-8 in the first half. Lenoir-Rhyne's been able to outscore their opponents 9-6 in the first 45 minutes of matches this year.
I mean, from the few games I have watched Wingate, which obviously isn't a lot, I've seen them a few times when they played here this season. I think, in my opinion, the Bears have the upper hand when it comes to in an attacking sense. But like we say, defensively, Wingate is such a strong unit there at the back that it's so hard to break down, and they don't need to score a lot of goals because they keep them out at the other end, so they can win, them 1-0 victories, 2-0s.
So if Lenoir-Rhyne wants to win tonight, Jacob, what do you think are some keys to success for them tonight?
I think they've got to be just as solid at the back defensively. I think they're going to have to work very hard to get if they want to get the opening goal, obviously, to get that opening goal. Because like I said, Wingate are a very good defensive unit, but they've got to be careful they don't wear themselves out and press too hard in the first 15 minutes. It's something I've talked about quite a bit this season, where we saw them do it earlier on in the season. I thought the Bears sort of gassed themselves out at the beginning of games, but I think they've got so much better at that now going into this back end of the season, and I think they're pacing themselves a lot better in games, and they're being patient for that opening goal. So that's what they need to do today, I think. Just have patience.
Offside call will switch possession over to Lenoir-Rhyne now. This Bears team coming into tonight with an overall record of 12-4-2. They've been on a good win streak here at this stretch of the season, so they're playing their best soccer at the right time. Now, every game matters from here on out. Can't lose. Got to keep on winning if you want to keep on moving on.
Momentum's come just at the right time, I think, for the Bears. It's been a strange season in a sense, because they started off very well, and then maybe in the middle of the season they went through a little bit of a rocky patch, but then they've definitely came through that the other side and had a really good final stretch to the season.
So nearly 5 minutes in, still no score here in Hickory between Lenoir-Rhyne and Wingate. Be curious to see how the strong Lenoir-Rhyne attack matches with the Wingate defense. There was a first shot attempt of the night, nearly went in. Second chance, it'll go wide left. But how about that effort from Lenoir-Rhyne on the attack?
Great effort from Nico Behiguez there, and it was not an easy shot to get on target and get the power behind. Obviously, ended up going straight towards the keeper in the end, but great effort.
Goalkeeper tonight for the Wingate Bulldogs, Alexia Janic, has allowed 13 goals this year, 60 saves recorded in 19 games played for the Bulldogs. Here comes Wingate on the other end of the pitch. Great defense there by Basabe. Knocking it out again. How about that last-second effort there by Lenoir-Rhyne saying, get that ball out of here. preventing that ball from going to the back of the net.
Wow, Carles, I think that's no, that's Nico, sorry. Nico Behiguez with the goal line clearance there. And I think Juan Basabi got caught in no man's land there, came a bit too far out, but great goal line clearance.
So corner kick will now get set to occur here for Wingate. It'll be their first corner of the evening. Wingate team that takes about 4 corners a match. Good defense by Lenoir-Rhyne. Bulldogs still with possession. Bears trying to get this ball back in their favor, and it looks like now they will, moving the ball across the pitch.
Already in this game, I think Wingate are looking like they're creating a lot more than they were a few days ago against Converse. I don't think either side in that game created an awful lot of opportunities, and it wasn't, it wasn't a game full of shots and opportunities, but looking like they're coming out and they're coming out with intent today.
Definitely a game where whoever scores first could have that momentum throughout the night. It's one of those games where you want to make a statement early and often if you can.
Definitely. It's in knockout games like this, you obviously want to get the upper hand and you want to get that momentum early. But then on the flip side, you don't want to become complacent, get that early goal and sort of sit back and become relaxed, because that's when you do get caught out.
We've seen a couple close opportunities as we'll get an offside call there on the Bulldogs. Possession will flip over to the Bears of Lenoir-Rhyne, and Lenoir-Rhyne playing here at home. Jacob, good crowd on hand. How much of an advantage do you think that'll play for the Bears?
I think it'll be a really big advantage, actually. I mean, I was one of the travelling fans going down to Charlotte the other week when the Bears had their championship win, and that was a great atmosphere, and I think that really helped Lenoir-Rhyne in that victory. And you can tell when they play at home and the crowd are singing, you can tell they definitely feed off it. You often see them, raising their arms, trying to rile up the crowd. So hopefully we'll hear them singing in a little bit.
Possible chance for Lenoir-Rhyne as they are moving down, but offside call there on the Bears, and now the Bulldogs will take over with possession.
That being said, I can see a few Wingate fans to my right, and a few came down at the weekend, actually, a lot more than I thought would.
Definitely a good fan base representing the Bulldogs tonight, and of course a great fan base representing the home team, the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears. Last year they were 6-3 at home. This year they're 5-2-1 in Hickory. A little over 7.5 minutes into tonight's matchup between Lenoir-Rhyne and Wingate.
Obviously, the Lenoir-Rhyne are the fresher of the two sides coming into this. They've had they've had over a week, actually, about a week and 2 days recovery, whereas Wingate have had just the 2 days since their last game. So, yes, they'll be the fresher side coming into this, but, I mean, they won't really be thinking about fatigue and stuff like that. Wingate, they're coming out here to win, and they won't be worried about playing a game 2 days ago.
That game that went as far as it possibly could, going all the way to penalties. The Bulldogs definitely had a good amount of wear and tear there, but sometimes those games can toughen you up for a game like this against a very talented Lenoir-Rhyne team.
Exactly, and you can look at it one of two ways. You can say, yes, they played 2 days ago and it's fatiguing, but also they've had that game experience, if you like, and maybe a little bit more practice, if you like to look at it that way, than Lenoir-Rhyne, so maybe they're a bit sharper.
Good defense there by the Bears, getting possession back in their hands now as they are on the move. Ball now on the left side of the pitch. Lenoir-Rhyne trying to create another attack here. Lenoir-Rhyne Bears here in their 4th NCAA tournament appearance under head coach Jack Winter, who's in his 7th season as coach of the Bears. Lenoir-Rhyne made the tournament last year and back in the big dance once again. Danny Fernandez now has it for Lenoir-Rhyne. Now Monteleo Lobo with it for the Bears. Good passing from LR, but Wingate finally able to get it back.
Looks like Vitter on the ball. He actually went off injured on Saturday. Walked off behind the goal, but seems to be back to full fitness today. And before he went off injured, I thought he looked a really important player actually for Wingate. He was running down this left-hand side a few times, putting balls into the box. So, I mean, I only saw him play maybe, I don't know, 30 minutes before he went off, but he did look dangerous. So that's someone for Lenoir-Rhyne to look out for tonight, and here he is on the balls again.
He's an aggressive defender. He's also an aggressive attacker. Has 4 goals coming in tonight's match on 26 shot attempts. So certainly a player on Wingate's attack who could be a factor tonight.
From watching him a few days ago, I think he almost likes to play a little bit like Harry, in the sense that Harry Rowe on our team, where he's obviously a defender by nature, but he likes to get up there and put some balls into the box and maybe have a few shots on target as well.
For Lenoir-Rhyne, Jacob, who are some of those players you're looking out for that you think could be a big impact tonight?
I mean, as I always mention, I think Carles is a very important player. Carles and Monteleo Lobo. I think Jonas Pedersen, he's been a really good signing this year, if you like to call him a signing. I mean, I think he came in as a fullback, and then he's gone to centre back, and he's playing really well there. Also, Harry Rowe down the left-hand side, he's always a danger. There's a lot of players on this Bears team. Jaime Poser, he's always a danger. So, I mean, there's not one that you can really single out there. On their day, they're all very good players. Also, Nico down this right-hand side. So, it just depends who turns up, really.
This Lenoir-Rhyne team, definitely a very versatile team, as you said, Jacob. A lot of players they can rely on to score goals for them, to get stops, and that's a sign of a good team when everyone can get involved for you.
Definitely. I mean, we've already seen that shot on goal from Nico Bahiguez down this right-hand side, and like I mentioned on stream quite a bit, that's what the Bears try and do. They get these fullbacks, Nico and Harry, down the left and right, try and get them high and wide, and get crosses in, and if they can, get a shot away. And the Bears have got a few goals from that already this season.
Monteleo Lobo with it right now for LR.
Did well to stay on his feet there.
Bears working now from right to left of the pitch. Approaching 32.5 minutes remaining in the first half. Still no score here in Hickory.
All 3 centre-backs for the Bears today. Danny Fernandez, Ollie Gardner, and Jonas Pedersen. It's going to be a big game for them, keeping Wingate from scoring, but they've looked really solid defensively this year, and I don't doubt that they can have another good game.
Wingate's defense has been responding nicely to all of the attacks Lenoir-Rhyne has had so far, but the Bears' defense has been able to respond just as nicely as well.
Yeah, almost like feeling each other out. There's been a few shots from either side. I think it's been a fairly exciting first 15 minutes. But yeah, both teams have dealt with the attacks well.
Here comes LR on the attack right now. Ball will go wide left and out of bounds. Goal kick set to come up here for the Bulldogs. Crowd starting to get into it here in Hickory for Lenoir-Rhyne. Might be what they need to get fired up here.
I think so. Like I said before, I think it definitely helps the team. They do love it when the crowd get down in their numbers and start singing and being loud. It definitely does. Definitely is like the 12th man almost.
Ball goes way up in the air in the direction of Nicholas Winter. Good fight from both teams. Ball goes out of bounds. The possession will flip over to Lenoir-Rhyne. Monteleo Lobo with it now for the Bears. Swings it over to his left side. Lenoir-Rhyne trying to create another opportunity here on the attack. Good last-second effort there by Witter to knock that ball away from the box.
It was a good ball in by Rowe, and Hoyas just didn't get the connection on it that he would have wanted. It was just a little bit over the top of him, and yeah, didn't get that connection. Went straight through to the defender.
Bears have another chance here on the attack to potentially create something else. Ball goes out of bounds, and now Wingate will have it with a throw-in on the side.
And obviously both teams will want to get through to the next round of this tournament, but there's that added incentive of the Lenoir-Rhyne and Wingate, that rivalry game. Even if there wasn't the tournament incentive here, both teams would be going all out to win it and get the upper hand on their rival.
Interesting for Wingate, this is a team that was just 6-7-2 last season, but this year 10-4-6, so a nice turnaround for the Bulldogs after they had a good season in 2020 where they were 7-1-1. So a little bit of an up, down, and back up past couple seasons for the Bulldogs.
They have played really well this season, and if I'm right, I think they were the regular season champions. Don't quote me on that. I could be wrong, but I think I'm right. And there was a lot of players in that Wingate team that were on the first team all conference, so they have had a really good season.
Wingate's also been a very solid road team, 5-2-2 away this season from Wingate, so they know how to win on the road, but of course Lenoir-Rhyne knows how to win at home with that 5-2-1 record here in Hickory. Bears on the move, trying to create an opportunity. Good knock away there from the Bulldogs, but possession will remain with LR.
Good ball in there by Bahiguez, but just knocked away by the defender. Comes back out to Monteleone-Lobo on the edge of the box.
Trying to send one into Bahiguez, and will be an offsides call there on the Bears. But it seems like Lenoir-Rhyne has been able to start dominating time possession on the attack the past couple of minutes, Jacob.
Yeah, I agree. I think in the first 10-15 minutes of this half, I think Wingate had the more chances other than that Bahiguez shot. But yeah, definitely in this last 5 minutes, the Lenoir-Rhyne have been getting into it a bit more. There was that cross from Harry Rowe that we saw that almost got into the head of Hoyas. But yeah, definitely a lot more opportunities for the Lenoir-Rhyne in this last five minutes.
After that goal kick, it was last touch there by the freshman of Wingate, Tim Martin. So Bears will have a throw in here. Another chance to create an opportunity on the attack. Good trip away, though, from Santos. But he loses control of the ball, and once again, possession will flip back over to the Bears.
We've seen a lot of goals from distance as well from this Lenoir-Rhyne team this year. That 1-0 win last time out against LMU was a long-range effort from Luis Hernandez. So that's something that Wingate should be looking out for, I think. Closing them down on the edge of the box, not letting them get that shot away. We've seen a few of them goals from Rowe as well. And I think Monteleone-Lobo scored one or two of them this season as well.
Monteleone-Lobo this season, 4 goals and 2 assists on 20 shot attempts. Was named first team All-SAC here this season. 3rd straight year he achieved that honor. So he's been a very consistent player for the Bears the past couple seasons, and it's played in their huge favor.
Definitely, and every time you watch him, he always looks so comfortable on the ball. And if he has a good day, he makes all the other players around him look good, I think. And he's just, like I say, he's just comfortable on the ball and never looks like he's panicking when he's under pressure.
And I think that's certainly the kind of players you need, especially in a tournament game like this where it's win or go home.
Definitely. I think the Bears have a lot of players like that. They've got a good mix of senior players, if you like, and then 1 or 2 new freshmen that are coming into the side. Pedersen here on the ball being one of them. But same with Wingate. I think they've got a good mix of the older, experienced players and then the freshmen coming through.
Nice little move there by Olan, moving. It's got the need for speed as Wingate's moving straight away down the pitch. A little over 25-40 remaining here in the first half. Good defense there by the Bears. That's one way to get the ball back in your possession. Bahiguez whips this one all the way over to the other side of the pitch.
I'm not sure what that free kick was for.
Some of the Lenoir-Rhyne players a little confused, but Bulldogs will get set to line up for a free kick as we officially have 25 minutes remaining in the first half of tonight's NCAA Men's Soccer Division II tournament match between the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears and the Wingate Bulldogs. There comes the free kick from Witter, kicking it over to his right side. A couple headers being exchanged. And looks like this ball is going to roll into the hands of Basabi.
I think this game so far has gone as expected. It was never going to be a goal fest. It was going to be an exciting game, but they're both two good teams, and both coaches have a lot of respect for each other. They're not going to commit a lot of people forwards and try and force that opening goal. They have too much respect for each other, I think. I think this is going to be a tight game with 1-2 goals in it, maybe.
First two meetings this season between these two teams were certainly very tight, very physical games, and these are just two very talented teams that we're seeing tonight. So it'll be interesting to see which one of these teams can rank higher tonight and move on to that next round of the tournament.
Definitely, and both teams can come out of this with their heads held high, regardless of the result. Obviously, they'll be disappointed to go out, whoever goes out today, but they can both reflect on the seasons after this and
wow, that header was just a little off target there for LR. It was a great opportunity.
Good ball in again by Higuez, and then Martinez just couldn't get it on target. But that's a great effort there by LR.
You like to see that LR's being very active on the attack, and so is Wingate. They're on the move right now. They're trying to create some opportunities of their own.
Headed away again by Fernandez.
Good defense from the Bears. Wingate trying to keep their possession alive, and they are able to.
Some good passing here by Wingate. I think this is what they need to do, just gain a little bit more control of the game. They've not seen much of the possession in this last 5-10 minutes.
And that's been due in part to Lenoir-Rhyne playing some good defense, not letting Wingate keep the ball in their possession too long, but also some errors like that from the Bulldogs. There's some off-target passes leading to changes of possession.
Yeah, and before that, that sloppy pass there, I thought they were keeping the ball well and spraying it out wide, but that's something they need to work on, because you can't make too many sloppy mistakes giving possession away like that in a game like this.
Both teams statistically score more in the second half. Lenoir-Rhyne's had 23 goals, 23 of their 32 goals this season scored in that second half. Wingate has had 19 of their 30 goals scored in the second half. So when you think of Lenoir-Rhyne and Wingate, at least on paper, they're more of second half teams. But of course, in the first half in games like this, you want to try and set the tempo as early as you possibly can.
Yeah, and obviously I've watched more of Lenoir-Rhyne than I have Wingate this year, just being a student here. But they definitely grow into games in that second half, like you say. They will be looking to go out and get that early goal, but I don't think they'll be panicking to get it. Like I said earlier, I think they'll be quite happy to go in at half time at 0-0. I think both teams would, to be honest, because I think they have confidence in themselves that they can one, hold the other team out, and two, score that important goal.
Some fans here wanted a foul on that, but play continues as Wingate now takes over with possession. Good defense there from the Bears. Possession will stay with the Bulldogs. Little under 21 minutes remaining in this first half. Still no score, but the defense has definitely been there from both Lenoir-Rhyne and Wingate.
Definitely, and there's been good passing moves from both teams, especially in the midfield. I think in the final third, Lenoir-Rhyne have been more creative up to now, but but I mean, we see moves like this. That's a great ball there from Wingate.
Possible opportunity for Wingate. Good defense from Basabi. Second chance, and Wingate's got it. First goal of the night for the Bulldogs, and they lead Lenoir-Rhyne 1-0.
That was an amazing ball there by the centre-back. Straight through to him and misses the first time. Good save by Basabi, but saves it right back into the path of the attacker and sets himself up for that rebound goal. 1-0 Wingate.
Give credit to the Bulldogs for taking advantage of their second chance and now leading 1-0, 20 minutes remaining. If you're Lenoir-Rhyne, where do you go from here, Jacob?
Again, I mean, I sound a bit like a broken record, but don't panic. I think you've still got 70 minutes left in this game. You've got plenty of time. I think they're experienced enough to know that they've got plenty of time. Once I think if they commit too many people forwards, obviously they leave themselves vulnerable at the back, which I don't think they would do, to be honest. I think they're just going to be patient, stay solid defensively, and try and get that equalising goal.
And they have a chance to possibly do it here on this possession. Lenoir-Rhyne's moving fast after that last goal was scored by Wingate, but goes just a little too much and out of bounds.
Nico Bahiguez has had a really good first half attacking-wise, I think, so far. He's had obviously that shot on target and a few dangerous crosses into the box. Obviously, that one didn't really reach anyone, but it was in a dangerous area.
It was Emil Siverner that scored that goal for the Bulldogs, freshman out of Sweden. Leading goal scorer coming into tonight with 7 goals on the year. Had 1 goal against Lenoir-Rhyne in their regular season meeting on October 1st and able to score once again here tonight.
It was a really good goal, I thought. It was just sort of Route 1 football when it was, well, soccer, sorry. Straight from the centre-back. And it just took the midfield out of the game right over the top. Straight from centre-back to striker. And it was a good finish in the end.
Bulldogs not wasting any time, trying to see if they can create themselves a second opportunity to get another goal on the board. Good tackle attempt there from Olan, but better effort there from Lenoir-Rhyne and Jamie Posa to earn Lenoir-Rhyne possession.
Amazing play there by Posa to keep the ball, and then the little nutmeg at the end to top it off. But I mentioned about Posa earlier. He's played well this season. He's got himself quite a few assists and a few goals as well to go with that. He's a dangerous player.
Posa has 4 assists this season, 2 goals, 27 shot attempts. 2 years ago, he led the SAC in assists for the entire year, so he's someone that has had a history of setting up his teammates for goals.
I think we will see a different Wingate now they've scored. I think we'll see the same sort of play from the Lenoir-Rhyne, but I think Wingate will be happier now to just sit back defensively, because we know how good they are defensively. We'll talk about it earlier, and try and retain that 1-goal lead.
What a catch there from Yannick, getting that for the Bulldogs, not letting Lenoir-Rhyne get another chance. Bulldogs this season are 7-0 when they score 2 goals or more. Right now they have 1 on their mark.
Like you said earlier, both teams will have been looking to get on that score sheet early, and obviously Wingate are the team that have done it. It's just going to be interesting now to see how they respond to going 1 goal up in a game of this magnitude, if you like.
Still plenty of time left in this match for the Bears try to climb their way back into this game. Savi will send this one near midfield. 2 players tumble down. Play continues as Lenoir-Rhyne has possession. Winner of this game tonight will face Barry in the next round of the NCAA men's soccer tournament. This is the 7th all-time NCAA tournament game for Lenoir-Rhyne. They're 2-3-1 all-time in those NCAA tournament games, with 2 2 wins coming back in 2006 against Catawba right here at home, and in 2016 against Tusculum.
Throw in for the Bears, and they've got 15 minutes left of this first half. Just see if they can get themselves on the score sheet and go in at half-time level with Wingate. And I think that would be a big boost for them if they could. And then they've got the second half, clean slate, and then both teams obviously got to try again to go for that lead.
Monteleo Lobo has it right now for the Bears. And we'll get a free kick here for LR. Clock continues to run down here in Hickory. A little over 15 and a half minutes remaining in this first half between the Bears and the Bulldogs. Cold night here in Hickory, but good crowd on hand to witness Lenoir-Rhyne taking on Wingate. Here comes the free kick from the Bears. Ball set in the direction of Monteleo Lobo, but goes out of bounds, and a goal kick's coming up for Wingate.
Looks like a triple substitution here for Wingate. Can't quite tell who's come on and who's come off. I was going to...
Guilherme Fontes is one of those players that has just come on for Wingate, looks like. Freshman from Brazil. 2 goals this season, along with 1 assist on 17 shot attempts. A little bit of a scramble near midfield between Lenoir-Rhyne and Wingate, but the Bears look like they finally have possession in their control.
Wingate will definitely be determined to hold on to this lead today after, you know, they will have been gutted on Saturday, being a goal up for so long and defending really well. And then with 3 minutes to go in the game, they gave away that penalty, which was a sloppy thing to give away. They will not want to be doing that today. And I think we'll see a lot more of a solid performance defensively from Wingate. I think it will be a tough defence for the Bears to break down, but the Bears have a good enough attack to break down the defence. So we'll see what happens.
Now all it takes is 1 goal for Lenoir-Rhyne to get here to tie things up, make this a new game, and take away that momentum that Wingate currently has on their side.
Exactly. All it takes is 1 lapse of judgment from Wingate as well. I mean, it takes 1 good bit of play equally from the Bears, but as soon as Wingate take their eye off the ball, the Bears will be ready to leap on that.
It's another goal kick set to come up here for the Bulldogs. Less than 13 minutes now officially remain here in the first half between these two teams. It was a neck-and-neck affair with no score until Wingate was finally able to find the back of the net midway through this first half. Passing has looked much better these past couple minutes from the Bulldogs.
I think that goal's given them quite a little bit more confidence, and you can see here just knocking it around the back. No real sense of urgency, and they don't really need to have a sense of urgency, just happy to keep the ball and patiently build their way forwards.
Now the Bears have it as Monteleo Lobo swings it over to his right side. Now Jamie Poza swings it over to Bahigas. Crowd trying to get back into this game and give Lenoir-Rhyne some life out there on the pitch.
Error from Wingate there. A few of the defenders just running into each other, allowing Lenoir-Rhyne to win that loose ball on the edge of the box.
Shot from Lenoir-Rhyne. Wow, nearly was able to find the back of the net, but that last touch there by Janic was able to prevent that goal from being scored.
And I mentioned earlier about the Bears being dangerous from long-range efforts, and that was another really good one, just a little bit too central, and easy enough for the keeper to just jump up and tip it over the bar, but great effort.
Definitely like to see that Lenoir-Rhyne is still being active, trying to find something. Here comes the corner kick now from Poza. Header attempt there for the Bears. Nearly was able to find the back of the net, just went a tad to the right. But the crowd's liking the hustle from Lenoir-Rhyne recently.
2 very good efforts in the space of maybe 30 seconds. That's really good momentum. Just building now for the Bears, and it would be really nice if they could get that goal to equalise before half-time, like I said, and bring them in level.
You see 2 quality shots like that, definitely gives you momentum, as you said, Jacob. So we'll see what Lenoir-Rhyne can do here defensively, if they can get that ball back in the possession quickly and potentially create another chance on the attack. Last hit there on Lenoir-Rhyne, so throwing on the side coming up for the Bulldogs. We are going to get a foul, and possession will flip over to the Bulldogs of Wingate. First matchup between these 2 teams was very physical. A lot of yellow cards were assessed in that match. Of course, this being a tournament game, winner go home, we anticipate that obviously the intensity will be there. We've seen it already from both sides.
Exactly, and there is that local rivalry here between LR and Wingate, no matter what sport it is. So regardless of the tournament, I think it was always going to be a feisty game.
Stakes are definitely high here tonight. One team season will stay alive. One team season will officially end after tonight's match.
Good work defensively by Martinho there, just coming back out of position to win the ball back after he lost it.
Now Peterson will swing it over to his left side. Lenoir-Rhyne trying to move the chains here. A little over 8.5 minutes remaining in the first half as they trail Wingate by 1.
Good pressure by Lenoir-Rhyne, almost stealing the ball off them centre-backs there. I think Wingate are starting to feel the pressure a little bit now.
You can tell the Bears are eager to score here.
Wingate aren't quite as slick on the ball as they were maybe 10 minutes ago. Here's Behiguez again on that right-hand side.
And Behiguez not able to get through that teeth of the Wingate defense, but he's got a throw-in coming up now on the side. Corner kick coming up here for the Bears. Could be a good chance for them to get a good shot attempt. Ball setting into the box, and how about Janic jumping up like there's no tomorrow, grabbing that ball for Wingate.
Danny Fernandez now from centre-back. Oh, the highest player up for Lenoir-Rhyne pressing that ball. Here he is again on the ball. Always part of the action, the Lenoir-Rhyne captain.
Fernandez, also another player named first team All-SAC here this season. Was second team All-Conference last year and was the 2020-2021 SAC Defensive Player of the Year. So it's definitely been a consistent force for the Bears the past couple seasons. Six and a half remains in Hickory. Score in favor of Wingate. They lead Lenoir-Rhyne 1-0.
Ooh, big collision there. Good defense, though, by Wingate.
That's what the Bulldogs are known for. Great awareness on the defensive end of the pitch and not letting LR get through.
We spoke earlier about the Bears trying to get that goal, but I think even more importantly, they'll be trying not to let Wingate score their second, potentially, before the half. I think that would be even more important than the Bears scoring themselves.
It's a good point you make there, Jacob, because if you're LR, you do not want to head into the halftime down by 2.
No, that's all of a sudden you've got a mountain to climb. Obviously, one goal, you're still in the game. You're only a goal away. It's anything can happen, but 2 goals, you're up against it.
Well, Higa sends this one into the box, and Janic right there for another nice save. Calm, cool, and collected.
Here's Vitter on the ball.
Losing footing there for the Bulldogs. Les Ken is here. But possession's going to stay with Wingate.
I don't know if I agree with that call, but there you go.
The LR student section not agreeing with it either. Definitely looked like Winsier had the last touch on the ball for Wingate, but they said the Bears last touched it. Another opportunity here for the Bulldogs.
Good play by Wingate here. Does well to keep it in as well.
Ball goes into the direction of Witter. Ball being exchanged at different areas of the pitch, but it ultimately goes in the direction of Basabi as he'll get set to reset for another LR possession.
Here's Bahiguez again on the ball, back to Pedersen.
Pedersen surveying the pitch, swings it over to his left side. Bears have about 3.5 minutes to try and equalize this game before halftime. Nice little saucing and crossing action there from the Bears. Ball now set into the direction of Bahiguez.
Here's Vitter again on the ball, and I mentioned how dangerous he looked on Saturday, and he's driving at the Lenoir-Rhyne defence here.
Witter's a very fast player on the attack. He's still moving, still has possession of that ball. Somehow getting through the teeth of the Lenoir-Rhyne defense, trying to create an opportunity for the Bulldogs. But the Bears finally get it.
Well there.
Wow. That was quite a possession there.
Definitely a player to watch out for Wingate.
He went nearly the full length of the pitch and almost had an opportunity for a good shot attempt.
I mean, he did well. He pulled it back into a dangerous area, but unfortunately for him, there was a fair few Lenoir-Rhyne defenders there to just clear it out. Great ball in by Bahiguez, but just headed away by the Wingate defenders. Another corner for the Lenoir-Rhyne if they can just pile on the pressure now before half-time.
Seen a couple good balls let in from Bahiguez, and definitely has created some opportunities for the Bears as they still have it right now, trying to create an opportunity. Ball goes in the direction of Fernandez, now swings it back over to Basabi. Less than 2 minutes remain in this first half between Lenoir-Rhyne and Wingate. Good defense from the Bulldogs, but tackle from Lenoir-Rhyne, but they are going to say foul sets to the Bears.
That tackle looked fair to me. It looked like he got the ball. Yes, it was a hard challenge, but I don't see anything wrong with that personally.
Officials say otherwise as the player remains down for Wingate. But yeah, from here, it did look like it was, like you said, Jake, it was a physical tackle, but it looked like a clean one.
Yeah, it looked like he got the ball to me. I can't quite see what the referee saw in that.
So the clock stops at 1:25. Wingate leads Lenoir-Rhyne 1-0 at the moment. Goal kick set to occur here for the Bulldogs. Wingate still with possession at the moment. LR trying to get this ball back in their favor, not let the Bulldogs find a second goal here before halftime.
Another good ball in there by Wingate, but well defended again by the Lenoir-Rhyne.
Strong header there, and both teams still fighting for it. Looks like Basabi will run up and grab that ball. Less than 60 seconds remain now. Final opportunity for the Bears to try and find the back of the net before the half.
Good ball out wide to Harry Rowe. But well defended by Wingate. Cleared it out, and I think that is going to be it for the first half now.
First half in which both teams have played very active soccer out on the pitch.
Definitely, and Wingate have done very well to go into the half-time interval, one goal up, but like we say, it's still anyone's game, and the second half is going to be interesting.
So it is officially halftime here at the campus of Lenoir-Rhyne, where the Wingate Bulldogs currently lead the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears by a score of 1-0, but second half bound to be even more exciting. You're watching NCAA men's soccer here on the Bears Sports Network. Welcome back to the Bears Sports Network, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching NCAA Men's Soccer Division II tournament here in Hickory, North Carolina. The Lenoir-Rhyne Bears taking on the Wingate Bulldogs here on Monday night. Wendell Epps alongside Jacob Parkinson here to bring you tonight's broadcast. Jacob, as the second half gets set to begin, what are we looking out for?
I think we're looking out for a big half from the Bears, really. I think Wingate are going to look to be defensively solid again this half and just see out that victory. Maybe try and get an insurance goal, but I think Wingate's primary objective is just to keep the Bears out of their net, which obviously is the Bears' primary objective to get that equalising goal and hopefully to go on and score the winner.
We saw one goal scored in that first half for Wingate, scored by the freshman Emil Sevender from Sweden. That was his 8th goal of the season that he was able to notch in that first half. We'll see if the Bears can try and match the intensity here in this second half and potentially tie things up. And obviously they would hope to do that rather quickly so they don't have to play catch-up the entire second half.
I mean, yeah, we saw quite a lot of action in that first half, actually. We saw a goal line clearance from the Bears early on. Obviously the goal from Wingate, which was a really nice ball over the top from their centre-back. And I didn't realise until half-time that the Bears also hit the post from Danny Fernandez. I thought it was a shot that went wide, but I didn't realise it hit the post. My friend, the ball boy behind the goal, let me know that at half-time.
Lenoir-Rhyne's had their fair share of opportunities. They definitely have been doing a nice job creating some. They've come close, just haven't been able to quite find the back of the net. Yeah,
they've been knocking on the door. I think Nico Behiguez today has been really good, actually, down that right-hand side. We saw him get that shot away. He's put some really good balls into the box as well. Obviously, we'll be looking for the same from Rowe on this left-hand side. But if Behiguez can have the same sort of half he's had in the first half, then he could be a focal point for the Bears, and he could be the key to unlocking the door of Wingate, if you like.
He definitely has had the ball in his possession quite a lot so far here tonight. He's created opportunities for LR on the attack. We'll see what other players can get involved as this game progresses here tonight. Good defense from the Bulldogs as they are trying to move on the attack, but last second save there from Lenoir-Rhyne gives it over to Basabi, and the Bears will reset now with another offensive possession.
Yeah, good defending there from Ollie Gardner, just not panicking, giving it back to his goalkeeper and resetting for the Bears.
We talked about in the first half how both of these teams really come alive in the second half when it comes to scoring. LR's outscore their opponents by 10 in the second half, almost getting an opportunity to take a shot there, but ball goes out of bounds and we'll get set for a goal kick for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, like we said in the first half, they always seem to come into it, build into the game more in that second half, and that's where they've got the majority of their goals this season. But the same goes for Wingate. They're more of a second half team as well. So, I think it's going to be evenly matched again in this half. And like we said, it's still anyone's game. It's still going to be a very cagey fixture, I think.
Third meeting this season between these two teams. They've split the two meetings so far. Wingate won in the regular season. Lenoir-Rhyne won when the stakes were just a little bit higher in the SAC tournament, but of course, this being even bigger, we're going to get a yellow card, looks like, assessed here. After that hard push from Wingate. So here we go. Physicality starting to ramp up here in the early stages of this second half. Leska Bogasevic called with that yellow card, freshman from Serbia. He's played a lot of games this season. This is his 21st match that he's playing here this season.
Here's Fernandez on the ball, giving out to Pedersen on that right-hand side. Out to Behiguez again.
Ball gets sent out of bounds, but possession will remain with LR. Just just a little over 4 minutes into the second half between the Bears and the Bulldogs. Winner moves on to the next round of the Division II men's soccer tournament and will face Barry down in Florida. So it'll be a change of weather for that next match, whoever wins this game. Cold night here in Hickory.
Here comes Luis Hernandez. We saw him have that good shot in the first half that was just tipped over the bar from the goalkeeper. And like we said, the Bears had a few good opportunities in that first half.
And the Bears are hoping they can create a few more opportunities that can be great ones in the second half and that can lead to some potential goals on the board for them. Good tackle there from the Bulldogs. Ball gets set on the bounce. Possession will flip right back over to LR.
Harry Rowe looking to use his long throw. We've seen that a few times this season.
Comes a throw in from Rowe. Was on target, and Lenoir-Rhyne still has it. Montaleo Lobo with it for the Bears.
Good ball into the box from Rowe. Just gathered in by the keeper.
Leska Janic has had himself a nice night for Wingate. Has looked very calm in that box.
Yeah, he looked quite assertive as well on Saturday. I'm pretty sure he got a penalty save or two in that game in the shootout as well. So he had a good game in general. And the only reason that he conceded that goal in open play, well, it wasn't open play, it was a penalty that Wingate gave away in that opening 90 minutes.
Especially if you're a goalkeeper coming off a match where you were just in a penalty shootout. Definitely warmed you up for a game like this.
Exactly, and a massive confidence boost for him coming into this game after a few saves in a penalty shootout. Obviously, it's always favoured on the attacker.
Bears on the move. Almost had an opportunity there to get a shot. No one was there at the right time. LR still with it, though.
I think that's Montaleo Lobo down on this left-hand side of the pitch. And if he looks like he is hurt, that's going to be a huge loss for the Bears. Holding his groin or his hamstring, I can't quite tell from here.
Montaleo Lobo still down on the ground. Took a hard hit, and officials signaling over the LR training staff to come take a look at Montaleo Lobo, who's, of course, such an integral part of this Lenoir-Rhyne men's soccer team.
Oh, it's going to be a huge loss if he has to go off, and especially if Lenoir-Rhyne progress in this tournament is going to be a massive loss for them. They've got other players that can come off the bench, though, Xavi Moya being one of them. I think that's him warming up on that far end of the pitch. But Carlos seems to be up now. Hopefully he's all right to carry on.
Walking a little gingerly, but appears to at least be able to walk on his own power, which is definitely a great sighting.
That's good. He seems right. Just was maybe a hard knock. I was quite worried there. He was on the floor for a while.
So the clock has been stopped at 38:03 here in the early stages of this second half between the Bears and the Bulldogs. As we wait for play to resume here in Hickory. LR searching for their third NCAA tournament win of all time. They've had 3 losses in the NCAA tournament, 2 wins. Play now set to resume with a free kick here for LR.
Giving it to Ollie Gardner at centre-back. Danny Fernandez on the ball. Good passing here by Lenoir-Rhyne. Montelio Lobo back to his feet on the ball, spraying it out wide.
Pass a tad off target, but Montelio Lobo trying to save possession here for the Bears, and he does. Great hustle there.
Wingate, I think, definitely are set up more defensively this half. I thought they would be, to be honest. Makes sense. They're a good defensive unit, and they'll just look to hold on to that 1-goal lead and maybe catch the Lenoir-Rhyne on the counter-attack to score another goal.
Wingate's got a good cushion so far as they're going to get the ball back here. It's last touch there by Lenoir-Rhyne. Being up by 1, they're able to really control the tempo of this game and prevent Lenoir-Rhyne from creating opportunities. And the Bulldogs' defense, of course, has been a big reason why they're winning right now. They've prevented Lenoir-Rhyne from getting the great chances on the attack.
Yeah, the Lenoir-Rhyne have had a lot of the possession, I think, in this game in general, but they've... I don't even want to say they've not created a lot of efforts, because they've had a fair few opportunities, but it's been a mixture of good defending and also just not the right finishes from LR, which have kept them from scoring so far.
It's been a combined total of 12 shot attempts between each team, 6 shots for LR and 6 shots for Wingate. So it has been an even matchup, at least on the attack. 4 of Wingate's shots have been on goal. Just 2 of the 6 shots that the Bears have taken have been on goal.
Yeah, I think the stats reflect how we've perceived the game, to be honest. Sometimes the stats can tell a different story to the game, I think. But yeah, it's been a very even game, and you know, it was one very well-worked goal by Wingate, but that's a great run from Ollie Gardner there, laying it off to Harry Rowe, putting it into the box, looking for Hoyes, but gathered away by the keeper again.
Once again, Janic coming up big for Wingate, preventing LR from getting a goal on the board, and now here come the Bulldogs.
Great run that by Ollie Gardner from centre-back to just take it up the length of the pitch. I think in this half, this will be the story of the half. I think that LR will control possession, but I think Wingate are happy for them to do that. And like I say, hopefully try and catch them on the counter-attack, Wingate.
About 10 minutes in, score still remains the same it was heading into halftime, 1-0 in favor of Wingate. But the Bears have had their chances. They've definitely been able to control the ball here, at least with time and possession so far in the opening stages of the second half.
They have. The Bears haven't played badly at all, in my opinion. They've created quite a lot of chances, and they've controlled possession as well. I think they just need to keep persisting, and more chances will come their way.
Bulldogs trying to create a chance here, but the Bears playing some good defense, getting the ball right back in their favor. Ball now sent to the direction of Harry Rowe. Ball gets set out of bounds, but possession will remain with the Bears, thrown on the side.
Out to Luis Hernandez, who rolls it back for Ollie Gardner.
Gardner gives it over to Rowe now, who will swing it over to Hernandez. Lenoir-Rhyne trying to create something again. Ball being tossed back and forth. Bears still with it. Possible chance to find something here. Some miscommunication there. Hernandez not able to get to that ball in time, but good effort there by Gardner.
I think he's had a good game so far. Ollie Gardner at centre-back. Not really made too many errors, I don't think. And I think he's been... he's contributed going forwards as well.
Here comes Montelio Lobo, running fast.
Good 1-2 between Montelio Lobo and Martinho there.
Chance for LR to get a goal on the board, and they got it! We are all knotted up at 1 apiece. Goal, LR!
Great play from Montelio Lobo and Martinha just to set the ball up, and then Montelio Lobo flicks it across the goal, and I don't know what happens, scrambling ball, but just sets up for LR to poke it home.
And that is exactly what the Bears needed, Jacob, early in the second half, and they were able to find an answer to their problem of scoring goals right away.
And now it's going to be interesting to see how Wingate react to this, because obviously they were setting up more defensively, trying to just see out this 1-0 lead and catching the Bears on the counter-attack, but obviously now we're all level, and neither team will want to go to extra time, I don't think.
Especially Wingate, who just had a win in a penalty shootout in their last match to move on to the next round of the NCAA tournament. But this is definitely a new game. 1-1 now the score between Lenoir-Rhyne and Wingate. And all of a sudden, the momentum that the Bulldogs had, Jacob, coming in the second half has essentially been taken away. Lenoir-Rhyne tied this game up, and they got the crowd on their side. Yeah,
and I think they became a little bit too complacent with their one goal lead, to be honest. I think they should have carried on attacking. It's a bit cliche, but, you know, the greatest form of defence is attack sometimes, and I think they sat back too much and they were just allowing that Lenoir-Rhyne pressure.
Crowd is now ready. They are up, they are alive, and they are cheering on their Lenoir-Rhyne Bears men's soccer team as LR hoping to keep their season alive with a win tonight.
They'll definitely feed off this. I think the crowd needed to be a bit louder sooner, to be honest. I think they've been a bit quiet so far today, the Lenoir-Rhyne crowd, but they're getting behind their team now, and we'll see how they respond to this.
The goal was able to wake up, though, the fan base of Lenoir-Rhyne. Goal there scored for the Bears was tallied in by Juan Hoyos, his second goal of the season. He's been more of a distributor coming into tonight with 4 assists.
It was just a sort of goal-mouth scramble, to be honest. I'm not sure how the ball sort of pinballed through to just set itself up on the goal like that, but Hoyos just had to poke it home.
LR might have another opportunity here if they can move fast.
I think Luis Hernandez would have been offside there had the ball had followed through to him.
Montelio Lobo quickly swings it back to Rowe. Open space for the Bears. Another opportunity to get a second goal, but the shot goes over the goal and out of bounds. Wow, that was such a great look there for LR.
Really good ball over the top to take the defender out of the situation, but then Martinha, I think he should have just gone and put his foot through that rather than trying to lob the goalkeeper from that distance. He wasn't really too far off his line. I'm not too sure that was the best option there, but great attack from the Bears there.
You can tell that goal LR just scored has definitely waking them up here in this game. They're playing a lot more aggressive, a lot more fast, and you can tell they want more.
Definitely, and I think it's, like you say, it's woken up the team and the fans, that goal, and momentum is definitely on the side of the Bears now.
A little over 30 minutes remain here in Hickory. 1-1 the score. LR with possession and a chance to create another opportunity on the attack. Ball up in the air and a couple headers being exchanged.
Wingate now just need to gain a little bit of control from this game again, because at the minute they're considerably the second best team on the pitch, and that definitely wasn't the case for the majority of this match. I think it's been quite an even game.
Good hustle from Montelio Lobo getting that ball back for the Bears. Here's Gardner with it for LR. Now it's Hernandez trying to create some open space on the pitch. Ball gets sent out of bounds, and goal kick will be coming up here for Wingate.
And it's Bears attack after Bears attack now. Wingate just need to string a few passes together and make a few opportunities in Lenoir-Rhyne's final third. Otherwise, they're gonna they're going to struggle to see this game out if not. We know how good Wingate can be on the ball. We saw it in that first half.
Yeah, both of these teams are very aggressive defensively. Of course, Wingate did a good job in that first half, as you said, Jacob, not letting LR really find any opportunities, golden opportunities, to get the ball in the back of the net. But, of course, here in the second half, Bears were finally able to break down that Wingate defense and equalize this game at 1 apiece.
Yeah, like we said, it was really good play from Montelio, Lobo, and Martinha, and then a little bit of luck, the ball to hang itself up on the goal line like that. But you know, you make your own luck in these sort of games, and I think that's deserved for the Bears.
It's got to take what you can get here in these kind of games, win or go home, and Bears definitely happy they were able to tie this game up and make this a new match here in Hickory. Santos didn't like that. Free kick here for Wingate.
The LR fans not happy about that free kick.
Ball sent out of bounds. Possession will flip over to LR.
Going into this, I think both teams expected it to be a tightly fought game with not a lot of goals in it, and I think that's the way it's gone, to be honest. There's not been one clear better team. I know I said in this last 5 minutes, I think Lenoir-Rhyne have been the standout side, but this is only in the last 5 minutes. I think when you look at the game as a whole, it's been a very even matchup.
Certainly has, and of course, the SAC tournament semifinals, LR didn't even concede a goal to Wingate. They were able to win 1-0, but in the regular season, Wingate was able to put up 2 goals on the Bears, while LR was only able to score 1. So these two teams have had their fair share of battles these past couple of years, and seeing each other for the 3rd time this season, they are accustomed to playing one another.
Definitely, and obviously the Lenoir-Rhyne team got to come out on Saturday and watch Wingate firsthand as they were playing at the Lenoir-Rhyne campus. So they had that little bit of scouting on Wingate, which I would expect they would do anyway. They'll probably watch the live stream of the game no matter where it was played, but to be able to come and watch it firsthand is a nice advantage for the Bears coming into this game.
Certainly is, and especially since LR had a good amount of time off, haven't had to play in a while, receiving that first round bye, and Wingate, of course, having to play a lot of games. And how much of a factor do you think fatigue could potentially be for the Bulldogs, Jacob, especially since they're coming off a very tough battle in their last match?
Yeah, I think it could hit them towards the end of this game, and especially if they have to play another 20 minutes of overtime. And if they do progress to the next round, they really won't want to play an extra 20 minutes of overtime, because that's 40 more minutes of soccer potentially than the next team they could be facing, and it does take its toll in tournaments like this. Ideally, you want to get a comfortable lead and then throw on a few players that from your bench and keep your key players fresh, but you can't do that in a game like this where there's so much on the line and the scoreline's still so tight.
It's been a competitive game so far. The intensity has only ramped up here these past couple minutes in the second half, especially after Lenoir-Rhyne just recently scored a goal earlier in the second half to tie things up.
Good touch there by Hernandez and laying it back for Ollie Gardner, who gives it off to Danny Fernandez.
Fernandez will swing it over to Gardner on his left. Now Gardner gives it back to Fernandez. Approaching 24 minutes here in this second half. LR looking for their 2nd consecutive goal on this possession.
Neither team will want to take this to overtime, like you said, about fatigue. Overtime does play a massive factor in fatigue for the next game, and you don't have too many days of recovery between these tournament games. Obviously, like we said, with Wingate playing just 2 days ago, their like you said, their fatigue could hit them in the end of this game.
Especially when you're playing an intense match like it has been tonight, and these two teams obviously very talented, but we know fatigue is part of the game as free kick set to come up here for the Bulldogs.
Exactly. You can't let your foot off the gas at all in a game like this because the other team will capitalise on it.
The opportunities have been there for both Wingate and Lenoir-Rhyne all night long. Now it's just a matter of which team will be able to capitalize it first. Chance for the Bulldogs here as they are on the move. Ball is going to go out of bounds, though, and we'll get set for a goal kick.
That was a really good ball in, I thought, from Wingate. And I don't know if the header was the right, the cross header, if you like, was the right decision. Maybe he should have gone for the shot there.
Just saw a second yellow card assessed to Wingate. There's a combined total of 9 yellow cards in the regular season meeting between these two teams. So tonight, already 2 yellow cards, both on the side of the Bulldogs. And what pace do we anticipate Lenoir-Rhyne to play in now that they've equalized this game 1 apiece, Jacob?
I think that's going to be the interesting part now, because obviously they're not going to want to take it to overtime. They're going to want to score this goal. And I think they are going to be attacking a lot more, but they're not going to want to attack too much in the sense where they've got too many people forwards and they're leaving themselves vulnerable at the back. Because all it takes is one late goal from Wingate and you're out of the tournament in a knockout game like this. So it's just finding that balance.
Chance for Lenoir-Rhyne, but how about Janic jumping up in the air saying, "Give me that." What an excellent save there from the goalie.
Janic has played really well today, especially with gathering them crosses. He's looked really assertive in the middle of the box.
Certainly going to be a tough player to score on, but Lenoir-Rhyne already has been able to get 1 goal on him. Physical contact there, some trash talking going on between the Bears and the Bulldogs. Play starting to get more chippy here in Hickory, Harry Rowe. That's tournament mentality, though.
Harry always seems to find someone to have an argument with.
Argument's done for now. LR has it on the attack. Chance for Lenoir-Rhyne! Wow, that shot hit the post! They could not get a second opportunity, but that was as close can get.
Couldn't get any closer, like you said. And it was actually a mistake from Wingate to let that ball come through. And I think it actually took the attacker by surprise that he found that ball at his feet. And it was a good effort, but should have slotted that one home, really.
That's definitely got a sting for Lenoir-Rhyne, because in these kind of matches, you just want to be able to take advantage of every opportunity you get. And that one was, wow, I was literally inches away from Lenoir-Rhyne taking the lead in this one.
Yeah, definitely. I do think it took the attacker by surprise there that he did find the ball at his feet, because it looked to me like the Wingate defender was on top of that, and it just seemed to fly past him. A lucky escape for Wingate, and they're still in the game.
LR has possession now, trying to move the length of the pitch and get on the attack once again. Ball sent a little too long, goes out of bounds, and goal kick coming up for Janic and Wingate.
Lenoir-Rhyne definitely the better team in this second half. I think I would say Wingate, obviously they were 1-0 up at half time, but they were the better think they were the better side in that first half. The Lenoir-Rhyne played really well as well, but obviously the Wingate had the goal to show for it. Here, Wingate on the attack now.
Good defense for the Bears, not letting Wingate get any further down the pitch.
But while the Lenoir-Rhyne are putting on this pressure, they need to really get a goal to show for it. And it is coming. It is coming. They came very, very close just a few minutes ago.
Bears have definitely had their fair share of chances in the second half. Obviously, they've been able to convert on one of their shot attempts so far in the second half, but they're hoping they can find one more because extra time is definitely not their desire, neither the desire of Wingate.
Yeah, and you worry for Wingate because I don't think they've created really anything at all in an attacking sense this half. We saw them create quite a bit in the first half. Obviously, there was that goal line clearance where they almost scored, and you know the goal that they actually did score. But this half, I wouldn't say they've really created anything, and I think that could come back to bite them.
Wingate still hasn't taken a shot in this second half, so they really have not had any opportunities on the attack. As you said, Jacob, 2 shot attempts for Lenoir-Rhyne. Both of those shot attempts have been on goal, so the Bears have been doing right things on the attack.
I mean, obviously it's important to defend well in a game like this, which Wingate are doing, but you can't win the game by defending. You have to go and score.
And scoring is what's going to win you this match right now, all knotted up at 1 apiece with under 17.5 remaining in this second half. Good coverage from the Bulldogs. Possession, though, stays with LR. Hernandez has it, but lost the ball. We'll see who possession gets awarded to. Looks like LR is going to have it.
See if Ollie Gardner can just get it into the box from here.
Gardner's on the move. Nice tackle there from Wingate. Some fans, LR fans, wanted a foul call, but play continues as the Bulldogs are on the move.
And Wingate could counter-attack here. Ollie Gardner obviously taken out of position with that tackle.
Chance for Wingate to take the lead. And how about Juan Basabi saying, I got it.
Wow, and that's definitely the best opportunity Wingate have had this half. Catching LR out on the counter-attack, which is what I think they've been trying to do for the entirety of this half, but they've only just managed to pull it off now.
So that'll go down as the first shot attempt of the second half for Wingate, a team that is... They were very active in the first half, more than 6 shot attempts in that first half. But here in the second half, been a little quiet on the attack. Defensively is sort of where they've been making their name so far. But they're on the move once again.
Seems to have woken them up a little bit now, actually, Wingate. And they're looking a little bit more confident on the ball, creating a few more opportunities.
Lenoir-Rhyne's trying to create another opportunity of their own here. Hernandez swings it over to Rowe. Open space for the Bears on the pitch. But Wingate's defense was right there. Possession, though, stays with LR.
This is turning into a really exciting game now, end-to-end. Both teams, you can see how much they want it.
Each team has a little over 15 minutes to try to take the lead and potentially be in a position to be victorious and move on to the next round of this NCAA Men's Soccer Division II tournament.
And they have both put up a really good fight in this game. Here's Bahiguez again on that right-hand side, puts the ball in. Just well dealt with there by Wingate again.
Throwing on the side, coming up for LR. Still in a great spot to potentially create another opportunity here. Wingate will get set now. Take over with possession. entering the final stretches of this match here between Lenoir-Rhyne and Wingate. Here's Hernandez with it for the Bears. LR on the move, losing control of the ball there for a split second, and looks like we'll get another yellow card assessed to Wingate. That'll be their third yellow card of the evening.
Good opportunity here for the Lenoir-Rhyne to put a good ball into the box. They've got the big men coming in, Ollie Gardner and Luis Fernandez as well. Luis Hernandez, sorry.
So free kick from definitely a very suitable spot coming up now for Lenoir-Rhyne. 1-1 the score, 13:27 remaining in the second half. Bears trying to take the lead here. Playing a home game in the second round of this NCAA Men's Soccer Division II tournament. Here comes the free kick from LR. Good defense there from Wingate, getting that ball out of there. LR trying to hustle and get the ball back in their possession, and they will. Kudos to the Bears for not giving up there. Looks like Lenoir-Rhyne trying to just take their time here with this possession. Hernandez swings it over to Monteleo Lobo. Monteleo Lobo escapes the pressure, still has the ball in his possession. Monteleo Lobo fell to the ground, wanted a foul. No call. Play continues as Wingate's on the move.
Here come Wingate coming up on the counter-attack, and just not a good ball in, straight through to Basabi there.
Crowd is incensed that there was no call. Monteleo Lobo still complaining to the official. Had that foul been called, Lenoir-Rhyne would have had a chance to take a free kick from a very good spot. Hernandez trying to send that ball through, but it was denied. Out of bounds. Possession will remain with LR. A little over 11 minutes remain in the second half now. Score still 1-1. Here's Gardner with it for the Bears. Gives it over to Rowe on his left side. Good defense from Wingate, but possession will stay with Lenoir-Rhyne.
Coming to the final 10 minutes now, and like we said, they won't want to take this game to overtime. Monteleo Lobo trying to make sure that Lenoir-Rhyne get that winning goal.
Chance for Lenoir-Rhyne to find something here. Shot goes wide right from Jamie Posa. Bears have definitely started to create some more chances here in the past couple minutes. Goal kick sent across midfield. Both teams fighting for possession. Wingate looks like they'll be able to take control of it.
He's going all the way back to the keeper here. Just reset for Wingate, but good high press there from the Lenoir-Rhyne, putting the pressure on Wingate and forced to throw in.
So Lenoir-Rhyne quickly getting possession back in their favor. Trying to create an opportunity to take a lead here. And possession quickly switches back over to the Bulldogs of Wingate. Back and forth we go. Less than 9 minutes now remain here in Hickory. Can one of these teams create an opportunity and find the back of the net before the second half comes to a close as the ball will go wide right and out of bounds? Possession will stay with the Bulldogs.
Poor pass there from Luis Hernandez, just gifting Wingate that corner.
So Fontes will get set to take this corner kick here for Wingate. A great spot for the Bulldogs to find something here.
He's woken up them Wingate fans to the right of me.
Here comes the corner kick. Ball sent through. Basabi got a piece of it. Chance there for Wingate, but it goes wide right. Too much power on that one. And we have a player down for Lenoir-Rhyne.
We do, and I'm trying to make out who it is. And I can't quite tell from over here. It could be Montelio Lobo, maybe. Yeah, it is, yeah.
So it is Carlos Monteleo Lobo, who was just down a moment ago, but he's up. It's the second time we've seen him hit the deck pretty hard here in this match. But he's a tough player. He's up, and he's going to keep on playing. Clock continues to wind down here in Hickory. Less than 8 minutes now remain.
Tony Fernandez just trying to pick out his best option here. He's got time and space to...
Utilizing that time and space. LR still on the move. Great chance to find something here. LR still with it. Can they get a shot attempt off? They will not. Great defense there by Wingate at the last second, knocking that ball out of bounds. Possession, however, will stay with LR.
Really, really good last draft defending there from Wingate. I think, from my angle, that was going in there from Harry Rowe if that defender hadn't been there.
LR crowd stomping on the bleachers. Hoping LR can find the back of the net within these next 7 minutes and 7 seconds.
LR are coming close, and they've definitely been the best attacking team in the second half. I think Wingate will be quite happy to see through this next 7.5 minutes and go to that overtime. Obviously not an ideal situation for them after having played overtime already 2 days ago.
Throw in coming up for Rowe. Couple headers, and Lenoir-Rhyne will keep it.
Ollie Gardner just sees it out there for a Lenoir-Rhyne throw in.
Here's Fernandez with it for the Bears. Monteleo Lobo now has it.
Great play from Montelio Lobo. Shot from out wide.
Goes right into the hands of Yanich. Monteleo Lobo is trying to create an opportunity there for LR. So goal kick coming up now for the Bulldogs. Now we'll get set for a free kick for Wingate.
Sending quite a lot of players forwards now. Wingate trying to commit a few men on this free kick. Trying to get that all-important goal.
Here comes a free kick from Wingate. Goes right into the hands of Basabi. Calm, cool, and collected, grabbing that one with ease. Now LR will take over.
Needed a better delivery than that, Wingate. If they wanted to get back into this game, they had a really good opportunity there to at least challenge the goalkeeper. I mean, I guess they did, but it's not the sort of effort that they will have been hoping for from a set piece.
Ball sent on a bounce. Possession will stay with LR. Approaching the 5-minute mark now. Score still 1-1. If we're still tied after these 5 minutes are done, we'll go to extra time here in Hickory.
Good ball in. Dealt with again at the back there for Wingate. I've seen LR score a lot of late goals this season, and I wouldn't put it past them to do it again.
Fans wanted a call there on the push on Gardner, but play continues. Good passing from LR. Great effort by Harry Rogue. Still with it right now for LR. Players just not coming at the right place, and miscommunication leads to Wingate getting possession back in their favor. But look at that. LR's got it.
Here comes Danny Fernandez. Just loses possession. But luckily there's a Wingate player on the floor.
Oh.
I don't know why the referee has stopped that there.
LR was literally on the move. They had momentum fully on their side.
There wasn't an injury. There wasn't a foul. He just slipped.
Yeah.
Very strange call there by the referee, in my opinion.
You wonder what would have happened if play didn't stop. It really looked like LR was on their way to at least creating some sort of shot attempt on that possession.
Well, yeah, they had just turned over the possession and they were on the attack, and I can't see why the referee would have stopped that, to be honest.
So nevertheless, LR still has it. A little over 3.5 minutes remain. Trying to get a second opportunity on this attack. And they are not going to get it. Once again, just not the right balance on that attack right there. They had a good chance, great opportunity, but things fell apart at the last second.
They just need someone following in on that in the box for any rebounds or any shots that might come, because that was a really good ball into a dangerous area. But again, no one in that position for the Bears.
Had there been someone in that area, we'd be looking at a 2-1 score right now.
Exactly, and that's how you see a lot of top attackers in professional football getting goals, by just following, just running into the box and hoping something comes their way. And the referee stops the game again.
Second time within the past 90 seconds this has happened, both due to Wingate players just going on the ground. This time the trainer for the Wingate soccer staff comes on out to the pitch. There's William Pearson walking slow off the pitch. Clock stopped at 2:51 here in this second half, in a game in which Wingate scored the first goal of the match in the first half, and Lenoir-Rhyne was down by 1 to begin the second half, but they were able to find the back of the net pretty early to tie this game up at 1 apiece, and now here we are. Just about 2:40 remaining in regulation between Lenoir-Rhyne and Wingate. Winner of this game moves on to the next round of the tournament.
Lenoir-Rhyne have been throwing a lot at Wingate this half. Wingate have done well to keep them from scoring a second.
Good defense again from the Bulldogs, but Lenoir-Rhyne has it. Ollie Gardner swings it over to Fernandez.
Good composure from Gardner there, just to lay it off to Fernandez under pressure.
Fernandez now surveying the pitch, swings it over to Gardner. Less than 2 minutes officially remain here in Hickory. You can tell LR is trying to work for a quality attack here.
Yeah, Fernandez just trying to pick his pass. And that'll be an LR throw-in back to Fernandez again. He'll go all the way back to Basabi this time.
Now Basabi will give it right back to Fernandez. Less than 90 seconds remain. Can Lenoir-Rhyne find the back of the net, take the lead, and take the victory here before 90 minutes are officially up here? Ball goes out of bounds. Unfortunate sequence there for the Bears. Possession will now flip over to Wingate.
One minute left now in the game.
Throw in for the Bulldogs. 4 white shirts coming near there, but ball sent across midfield. Smart decision there by Gardner to kick it away. And LR now has possession with 35 seconds remaining. This could be the final chance for the Bears to find the back of the net before this game comes to a close.
Can LR find a hero in this last 30 seconds? Or Wingate?
Physical play ramping up. 19 seconds remain. LR has it. 13 seconds. Extra time looking more and more likely now.
Yeah.
8 seconds.
And Wingate are just going to take this very, very, very slowly and see it out for the overtime period.
So we are going to head to extra time here in Hickory after 90 minutes of play. Lenoir-Rhyne and Wingate all knotted up at 1 apiece. And these two teams will have to duke it out in extra time to see who will be victorious tonight in this game between Lenoir-Rhyne and Wingate in this round of the NCAA Men's Soccer Division II tournament. We'll take a quick pause in the action. When we come back, we'll have extra time for you right here on the Bears Sports Network. You're watching NCAA Men's Soccer here on the Bears Sports Network. Second round of the NCAA Men's Soccer Division II tournament between Lenoir-Rhyne taking on the Wingate Bulldogs. First overtime period officially underway. Wendell Epps alongside Jacob Parkinson here to bring you tonight's broadcast. Jacob, it's only fitting that this game has gone into overtime. A very physical game in which the first half we saw Wingate score a goal, heading to halftime up by 1, but Lenoir-Rhyne was able to respond in the second half, equalize this game, and here we are now, another 10 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, and if the first two games between these two teams were anything to go off, it's no surprise that it's gone to overtime. They were both two tightly contested games before this one, and two evenly matched teams here. I thought at the first half Wingate had the upper hand ever so slightly, but in that second half I thought it was all Lenoir-Rhyne, to be honest, and Wingate, in my opinion, were lucky to hold on. Lenoir-Rhyne coming close for a second time, hitting the post, but here we are, overtime, and it's still anyone's game.
A lot of shots taken in that second half from Lenoir-Rhyne. They were able to find a lot of opportunities. Free kick here for Wingate. Great defense there from Basabi, getting the last touch and preventing Wingate from scoring. So Lenoir-Rhyne trying to create an opportunity here on this possession. Rowe swings it over to his right side. Fernandez has it. Good chance here for LR. Score still 1-1. Knock away there from Wingate. We saw time possession really be in the favor of the Bears in that second half.
Wingate are quite happy for the Bears to have control of the ball here in this halfway line. They won't press. They'll just they'll let Fernandez just have the ball and pick out his pass. They're not too bothered about the high press, and it looks like they're just setting up all their players behind the ball and looking for that counter-attack opportunity.
Here's Janich with it now for Wingate, goalkeeper who has definitely had a splendid performance here tonight.
Here come Wingate. Ball into the box, but nobody there. Harry Rowe to clear it away. Out for a Wingate throw.
Wingate working this ball around now from right to left. Ball in the possession of Nicholas Witter. Third meeting between these two teams this season, and this has definitely been the most intense and will be the one that everyone will remember the most.
Well, this is the one that's definitely meant the most out of all the previous fixtures they've had this season.
Wingate took the first match. LR took the second one in the SAC tournament, but of course this being the NCAA tournament, this one has just a little bit more implications. Under 6.5 remaining here in this first overtime period. If we're still tied after two 10-minute overtime periods, then we will head to penalty shootout, which will determine the winner of this game. Wingate had to do that in their last match to get here. They won in a penalty shootout against Converse. So wouldn't that be something if they go back-to-back games with penalty shootouts?
It would, but I don't think that would have been their game plan coming into this game. They wouldn't want to have to play two overtime periods twice, obviously 2 days apart, and then penalties after that. But obviously they're going to have to play them two overtime periods twice now. They've got no way around it.
Throw in for LR, sent into Monteleo Lobo. Good chance for Lenoir-Rhyne to get something here.
And the referee says that Monteleo Lobo ran it out of play and gives the goal kick.
Crowd trying to get the Lenoir-Rhyne soccer team fired up here. Chanting here, trying to support their Bears as they look to keep their season alive tonight.
been a interesting game so far today. I don't think either side's looked the weaker side necessarily. It's just been a difference in tactics from the two sides. I think Wingate's been the more defensive team, whereas the Lenoir-Rhyne have been the attacking team that's tried to break them down. But they've both played well so far in this game, and you still fancy either of them to go up the other end and score.
Shot goes wide right there for Wingate. Basabi now will take things over with a goal kick. And these are the games that you just sort of live for, Jacob, in these kind of stages of the season. You've worked hard all year. Now this is the ultimate test to determine whether your season will stay alive or whether it will be over after tonight.
Definitely, and this is the sort of games that you get the internationals over to play in. This is what attracts people to come over here to America to play soccer. These championship tournament games where you've got the crowd behind you and get on a good run.
LR nearly had an opportunity to get that ball sent in cleanly to the box. Player tumbles down for Wingate, and possession will flip over to the Bulldogs. That was Fontes that fell down to the ground.
Yeah, and I don't think Ollie Gardner can complain too much about that one. That is I think that's a correct call there from the referee.
Some Wingate fans here wanted that to be a yellow card, but it wasn't. First overtime period has moved on rather quickly. Just about 3.5 minutes remaining in the first of two.
Good pressure there from the Lenoir-Rhyne. And that's been the difference between them and Wingate. Wingate are happy for the Lenoir-Rhyne to have that ball in the middle of the park, whereas the Lenoir-Rhyne will look to pounce on Wingate when their centre-backs have the ball and try and win back possession up into their final third.
Here comes LR on the move. Danny Fernandez with it for the Bears.
Here's another example of that. Just Wingate sitting off, waiting for the Lenoir-Rhyne to make their move.
Kind of like a game of chess right now. Wingate just waiting to see what LR is going to do on their end. Knockaway sends the ball out of bounds. Throw-in coming up for LR. Montaleo Lobo has it for LR, but loses it. Possession stays with the Bears. Gardner swings it over to Rowe in his left side.
Corner for the Bears.
Good opportunity now with this corner kick for LR to try and find something and get a golden opportunity.
Jaime Poser coming to take it for that in-swinging corner.
Approaching 2 minutes in this first overtime period between Lenoir-Rhyne and Wingate, all knotted up at one apiece here in this winner-go-home match. Here comes the corner from Posa. Good chance for L. Oh, they nearly got it. Second opportunity, and it's going to go right in the hands of Yadic. Wow.
I didn't actually think it was a great ball in at first from Posa, but the corner worked, it flicked on, and two good opportunities there for the Bears.
Physicality of this match starting to ram up here as we head into the final stages of the first overtime.
Well kept there from Wingate, and they win themselves a throw-in. Good play.
A very good play there from Wingate to keep possession alive.
Red card?
Red card, yes, red card. We got ourselves a first red card of the match. Remember, we've already seen 3 yellow cards tonight from Wingate, and a red card was just thrown up right away from the official.
It was a very, very quick decision. I'm not sure which player has been given the red, and I'm not sure what happened, to be honest. I completely missed that. We'll see if we can get the replay here.
Now a yellow card's been thrown up. It's interesting. Wingate made a really great play defensively. Then after that, we saw a red card thrown up and just saw a yellow card there.
It must have been something fairly serious for the referee to throw up a red card that quickly.
We didn't see any, I guess, physical altercation between either team, so you have to think it was something verbally that was assessed. Clock stopped at 1:32 here in this first overtime period as we await for play to resume. Obviously, this being a very critical stage of the game, this is going to be a night to remember, but right now we're waiting for play to resume here, and it looks like it's just about to now. Throw-in coming up for Wingate. Less than 90 seconds remain in this first overtime. Here's Gardner with it for the Bears.
Here come the Lenoir-Rhyne again.
Good amount of Wingate fans getting on their feet right now, trying to cheer on their Bulldogs. Of course, there's this huge student body of Lenoir-Rhyne fans here to cheer on their men's soccer team tonight.
And things are heating up both on and off the field now with the fans and the players.
Certainly an NCAA tournament atmosphere here in Hickory at the moment.
Good ball from Fernandez to Rowe.
And we are going to get a yellow card assessed to Lenoir-Rhyne. That'll be their first yellow card of the match. It's assessed to Harry Rowe. Lenoir-Rhyne's taken 2 shots in this first overtime period. Wingate hasn't been able to take any, so time possession has definitely been in favor of the Bears. They had a really good opportunity a few moments ago, too.
And if you're the Lenoir-Rhyne now in the second overtime period coming up, with the extra man, you've got to try and get that winning goal and not take it to penalties. In penalties, it's still anyone's game.
So we got 24.2 remaining here in this first overtime period. We'll have another 10-minute overtime period after this, and then if no score is made within that next 10-minute period, then we will head to penalty shootouts here in Hickory, and that'll determine who will move on to the next round of the tournament. 5 seconds remain, and looks like we are going to be heading into the second overtime. Still knotted up at 1 apiece as the last second shot is taken and set over the goal. So after the first 10-minute overtime period, score still 1-1 here in Hickory between Lenoir-Rhyne and Wingate. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have the second overtime for you right here on the Bears Sports Network. Another 10 minutes on the clock here at Hickory on the campus of Lenoir-Rhyne University. The Bears of Lenoir-Rhyne taking on the Bulldogs of Wingate. Wendell Epps alongside Jacob Parkinson. If you're just joining us, we're here in our second overtime period. First half, Wingate was able to find the back of the net. Headed into halftime with a 1-0 lead. Lenoir-Rhyne scored a goal in the second half to make it 1-1. First overtime, saw no goals. What do you think are some keys here in the second overtime period, Jacob?
I think that one-man loss for Wingate there with a red card could be very influential here for the result. I mean, the Bears, they've got to push on now in this 10-minute period and try and get that winning goal. Obviously, Wingate, they're going to have to fill in that gap of the missing man, and they're probably going to throw another man back in defence. Probably sacrifice one of their attacking players to put a defender in to try and retain this scoreline and then take it to penalties.
That red card happened towards the end of the first overtime period, so now Wingate down a man on the pitch. And we'll see if Lenoir-Rhyne can take advantage of this. Deep shot for Lenoir-Rhyne, and it's going wide left. Wow.
Great effort there, and I thought that was just creeping into that right-hand side of the post, but just wide. But that's a great effort by Lenoir-Rhyne. And they've really come out in the second overtime period with some intent.
I was going to say, that's one way to start a second overtime period for Lenoir-Rhyne, coming out swinging. Another yellow card has just been assessed.
Been a lot of bookings today.
Yep. Saw a lot of that in the first meeting between these two teams, and we're seeing a lot of it now here in this overtime period. Ball sent across midfield with the goal kick. Here comes Lenoir-Rhyne moving fast. Hard collision there. Play continues, no foul. Throwing on the side for LR.
Here come the Bears again. And it's just looking like it's going to be Bears attack after Bears attack. And maybe Wingate can catch them on the counter-attack, but it looks like the Bears are going to control this second overtime period, but they have just knocked out a play for a Wingate throw.
So the miscommunication there from LR leads to Wingate now having possession almost 2 minutes into this second overtime period. If we're still tied after this overtime period is done, we will head to a penalty shootout to determine the victor of this game.
Here come LR pressing again. Wingate dealing with that pressure. Great ball over the top.
Basabi right there, calm, cool, collected. As LR will work on the attack.
Here comes Luis Hernandez down that left-hand side.
Hernandez moving fast right now for the Bears. A couple Wingate defenders swarming him. Swings it over now to Montaleo Lobo. Now it's Pedersen. Gives it back over to Fernandez. LR almost had an opportunity to find the back of the net within the first minute of this second overtime period. Hoping they can find another chance in this possession.
I mean, we've seen both teams in this game come close without scoring. We saw in the first half of regular time, Wingate had that shot that was cleared off the goal line, and then in the second half of regular time period, the Lenoir-Rhyne had that shot that came off the post. So both of them come close so far without scoring.
LR has now gone from right to left of the pitch. Good defense there by Santos.
Good challenge by Danny Fernandez.
Montaleo Lobo has it for LR. Swings it over to his right side for Bohigas. Good chance for the Bears, and it's not going to go anywhere as Janic dived down to the ground, grabbing that ball like it's his baby, and now goal kick coming up here for Wingate.
Wingate will look to slow it down on all of these. Keeper will just lay on the ball for a little bit, take his time. I think they're quite happy to go through to penalties. I think they're probably feeling confident after winning on penalties just 2 days ago.
Yeah, Janic has already experienced the penalty shootout so far, and of course, this extra time, there was no overtime in the regular season, the new rule in college soccer with no more overtimes in regular season play. It leads to tournament games like this where you're challenged to play that extra time, extra 20 minutes, and then you go into penalties potentially. So we're looking at a long game for both Lenoir-Rhyne and Wingate.
I mean, personally, I wouldn't want to take it to penalties. I think it's too much of a gamble. But that being said, Wingate are committing more people forwards now. and they are trying to create opportunities.
About 5.5 minutes remain in the second overtime period. Score still 1-1. Here comes Lenoir-Rhyne, moving fast, open space, great opportunity, potentially.
Free kick, Lenoir-Rhyne.
A push there from the Bulldogs will lead to this free kick that is set to be attempted here from the Bears. Clock continues to move as we now head into under 5 minutes in this second overtime.
Hernandez again on this left-hand side. Back to Monteleone-Lobo, who has a shot.
Wow, deep shot for Monteleone-Lobo. Even he couldn't believe how close it almost came to finding the back of the net. Went just a tad to the right.
Must have had a deflection off a defender going through there.
Got a corner kick coming up for LR, so definitely was last touch by a Wingate player. Fans at LR getting hyped up, hoping their Bears can find the back of the net here in the final 4 minutes of this second overtime period. Here comes the corner kick from LR. Good defense there from Wingate. But Posa able to get it back for the Bears. Good ball back into Posa. Now Monteleone-Lobo has it. Under 4 minutes remain now. Another shot from LR, another deflection from Wingate. Bears still with it on this lengthy attack.
So Higuez wins another corner for the Lenoir-Rhyne with just under 4 minutes of this second overtime period to go. Need a better delivery this time.
Second corner in less than 90 seconds coming up here for the Bears. Once again, Posa will take the corner for LR. Ball set up in the air. Potential opportunity. The header goes wide left. Janic activates the turbo boost and gets the ball right away. So now a goal kick is coming up here for Wingate.
And that was a really good delivery in from Posa, that. And Danny Fernandez will be frustrated with himself that he didn't get more on that.
And the ball goes straight to the direction of Basabi. We see two players fall down.
And the referee's given a free kick to the way of Wingate in a very dangerous area, but it just looked like a collision to me.
It did look like a collision from up here. The referees quickly assess the yellow card, and we're going to get a free kick coming up here. It looks like for Wingate. Clock has been stopped at 3:03.
And this is a very, very dangerous area for a free kick from Wingate. I saw them just 2 days ago have a free kick from a very similar distance out, and they hit the crossbar, actually, where the crossbar and the post meet. A really good effort, and they are a danger from these set pieces.
So you got to be careful if you're Lenoir-Rhyne. This is certainly going to be the best opportunity that Wingate has had in terms of scoring a goal here in this overtime period. Lenoir-Rhyne forms the wall, and free kick set to be attempted here.
Can Wingate find themselves a hero?
Fabio Rodriguez lined up for Wingate. 3:03 on the clock. Here comes a free kick from Rodriguez. And it goes through, pass to the right of the goal, out of bounds. Lenoir-Rhyne will now take over with possession.
Really good effort that from Rodriguez. Just ever so slightly over, but not far off at all.
It's a very good shot attempt by Rodriguez. Definitely the closest Wingate came there to scoring. A couple substitutions coming onto the pitch for the Bears. Penalties looking a little bit more likely now with just 2.5 minutes remaining in the second overtime, but of course, you never know. Lenoir-Rhyne wanted a handball on that. Free kick set to come up here for the Bears. Under 2 minutes remain now in the second overtime period.
Nico Higuez, the only guy to stay back here for for the Bears, committing quite a few bodies forwards at this point, trying to find that all-important goal to avoid the penalty shootout.
Can Lenoir-Rhyne find the back of the net here? Free kick sent away. Wingate quickly gets it, and they are activating the need for speed, falling down.
And that's going to be a red card, yep.
Red card.
Yep.
Red card has been assessed to Lenoir-Rhyne. That's the second red card of the match. Each team has one red card, so each team down a player now. Wow, Wingate was able to steal that free kick right away, and just a little bit too much contact there from LR and Monteleo Lobo. That's a critical loss.
Yeah, and I think if the player wasn't brought down there, Wingate were through, and he had quite an easy pass to his left-hand side. It was almost a 3v1 situation, I think. And I'm not entirely sure if Monteleo Lobo was intending to tackle him there, or if he just sort of fell down and caught the player while he was on his way down. He looks very disappointed with himself, almost as if he didn't mean to commit the challenge.
I think it was just a reflex there, kind of just, he was just shocked that Wingate was able to get that ball back and had such open space. But it's definitely not what you wanted with just a minute and a half remaining, and you have penalties in sight.
I mean, it's if it was intentional, it's sort of taking one for the team, where you're stopping that attack, but you're sacrificing getting yourself a red card. And if Lenoir-Rhyne do find themselves going on to the next round, I don't know how the red card system works in this tournament, but I'd imagine that Monteleo Lobo will have a one-game ban at least. So that would be a massive loss for the Bears going into the next game if they were to progress through.
Of course, Wingate's in the same boat with already having a red card of their own here tonight. Less than 60 seconds remain now in this second overtime. Final chance potentially for Lenoir-Rhyne here on the attack. If neither team scores within the next 45 seconds, we are headed to a penalty shootout, ladies and gentlemen. Wingate able to get it back. They're on the move. A little over 30 seconds remain. Good defense from LR. Even matchup now on the pitch with the two red cards, one on each side. Final stretch of overtime now. Good opportunity for Wingate. They are moving fast. They are going to try to take a shot. Basabi trying to get in there, and he does. Juan Basabi to the rescue. And that'll take us to the end of the second overtime, and we are headed to a penalty shootout here on the campus of Lenoir-Rhyne University. This has been a match to remember, but buckle up, ladies and gentlemen. The best has yet to come. Penalties are awaiting us here on the campus of Lenoir-Rhyne that will determine who will move on here in the NCAA Division II Men's Soccer Tournament. We are going to take a quick break. When we come back, we will have that penalty shootout for you right here on the Bears Sports Network. Welcome back to the Bears Sports Network, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching NCAA Men's Soccer, round 2 of the Division II tournament here. Lenoir-Rhyne Bears taking on the Wingate Bulldogs. We've got ourselves a penalty shootout set to begin here on the campus of Lenoir-Rhyne. Wendell Epps alongside Jacob Parkinson here to bring you tonight's broadcast. Jacob, kind of fitting that this game has gone all the way to penalties. What are we looking out for here in this penalty shootout?
Yeah, it was a really tight game leading up to this. Wingate's second penalty shootout in 2 days. Wingate did miss a few penalty opportunities in the game against Converse. So really, it's just, you know, as a striker, all you can do really is hit the target and hope the keeper goes the other way. But there was a few opportunities on Saturday night where they just missed the goal completely. And obviously neither side will be looking to do that today.
So Wingate, how they got here to this game against Lenoir-Rhyne, they beat Converse over the weekend on Saturday, and they won in a penalty shootout. So this is the second consecutive match that they're participating in a penalty shootout, and they already have that under their belt. Lenoir-Rhyne, of course, got a bye, so this is their first penalty shootout of the year, and this is win or go home. 5 shots. Whoever makes the most out of the 5 will be victorious. First shot coming up here will be taken from Wingate. And Pedro Santos will take this one for the Bulldogs. Hoping to get Wingate on the right foot here in this penalty shootout. Juan Basabi set to defend. Whole Lenoir-Rhyne student body on their feet here in Hickory. Here comes the shot from Santos, and it is good. Wingate takes the first goal here in this penalty shootout, leading 1-0. So now LR will have their opportunity. They'll have to face Aleska Janic, the goalkeeper, the star-studded goalkeeper for Wingate, who has had himself a very solid night and has already done one of these penalty shootouts.
He has, and he made a few saves a few days ago, but here comes Danny Fernandez, had a good game, captain for the Lenoir-Rhyne, so he'll be looking to score in this first effort for the Lenoir-Rhyne.
So the captain of LR hoping to try and get things started off on the right foot for Lenoir-Rhyne here with their first penalty shot. Fernandez's shot is blocked. Janic saying, get that out of here. So an early lead for Wingate here in this penalty shootout. Now pressure turns over to Juan Basabi.
Not the start that LR would have wanted, but still a lot of penalties left in this shootout. Still time to make up for the mistakes.
So Wingate now looking to go 2 for 2 here on this penalty shootout.
Basabi seems to be to the left-hand side of his goal.
Second shot for Wingate is good. Florence Van Honk getting that one. He scored a penalty shot against Converse, and he's just able to score another penalty shot here tonight against Lenoir-Rhyne.
Here comes Harry Rowe for the Lenoir-Rhyne. Had a really good season so far. If he can just finish this penalty, cap off an already good season.
This one is a big shot for Lenoir-Rhyne. They don't want to go 0 for 2 to start off this penalty shootout. Harry Rowe, 5 goals coming into tonight on 26 shots. Hoping he can find the back of the net against Janic. Here's a shot from Rowe, and it is blocked again! Janic coming up big once again. Lenoir-Rhyne starting this penalty shootout off 0 for 2. Unfortunate start for the Bears, and now Juan Basabi really's got a lot of pressure on him to get some stops.
Not an ideal start for this penalty shootout for the Bears, and this is a mountain to climb for them now. Then they need a little bit of luck here.
So here comes the third shot attempt coming up here for Wingate, looking to make it 3 for 3. This is Fabio Rodriguez set to take it for the Bulldogs. Here's a shot, and it is blocked by Basabi. Says, get that out of here. That was huge.
Huge stop from Juan Basabi to keep the Bears in it. Luis Hernandez up next, and the Bears need one penalty at least now.
LR has to be near perfect from here. Trying to get their first goal here in this penalty shootout. They're 0 for 2 so far. Luis Hernandez hoping he can change that. He'll have to go against Janic, who has already been able to block 2 penalty kicks. Here's a shot from Hernandez, and it gets blocked! Janic, back to back to back, stopped from Aleska Janic.
And now all that Wingate need to do is score. If Wingate score, they've won.
So it'll be the freshman Guilherme Fontes taking this shot here for Wingate. If he makes it, this match is over, and the Bulldogs will move on to the next round of the NCAA Men's Soccer Division II tournament. If Basabi can stop him, we play on. Here's a shot from Fontes, and it goes in! Goal! Wingate! And the Bulldogs are moving on. In what was a competitive game, Lenoir-Rhyne gave it their all, but unfortunately, penalties came around and things just did not go their way. Janic came up big in goal for Wingate.
And that's such a shame for Lenoir-Rhyne. They played so well for 90 minutes and then overtime, and to have a penalty shootout that went that way like it did with not even converting one of their 3 penalties is really poor, and yeah, not a nice way to go out, and really doesn't reflect the season they've had this year. But credit to Wingate, they've played well over these last 2 games. I've watched them here and gone through on penalties both times, so credit to them, and good luck to them in their next game.
So Wingate able to go 2-1 in the 3 meetings that they played against Lenoir-Rhyne. The Bulldogs took the first one in the regular season 2-1. Lenoir-Rhyne won 1-0 in the SAC tournament semifinals that was played in Charlotte. And tonight, Wingate wins the one that matters the most here in the second round of the NCAA Division II men's soccer tournament. And of course, having just gone off a victory in which they went to penalty shootouts, they definitely were ready for this one, and it showed here tonight. So that'll do it for us tonight from Hickory. For Jacob Parkinson, I've been Wendell Epps. It was a pleasure bringing you tonight's broadcast. A lot of fun. Wingate is victorious, and they will move on to the next round of the NCAA men's soccer tournament, and they will face Barry down in Florida. Lenoir-Rhyne season comes to an end with an overall record of 12-5-2, but it was a great year for the Bears. It was a pleasure bringing you Lenoir-Rhyne men's soccer here on the Bears Sports Network. That'll do it for us tonight. Have a great evening, ladies and gentlemen. We'll catch you next time here on the Bears Sports Network.